Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Last Man Standing. And I would like to thank everyone who asked how my chest was. I'm 75% better. Bazinga! Nobody asked me how my chest was. I'm just here to tell you that I am better and I'm here for you. And I'm going to tell you all about the rivalries that are taking place on Dynamite leading to All Out. So, let's get to it. So we start off with the weekly TNT title defense that Cody Rhodes was going to make, and this time he's going to go up against Eddie Kingston, who is an independent wrestling king. And he came out and he cut a fantastic promo saying that Cody Rhodes doesn't know the meaning of adversity. He has fought drug addicts, alcoholics, and Cody Rhodes has been fighting boys whenever he's made a TNT title defense. And he also said that this match is going to be a no disqualification matchup, and if Cody Rhodes had the guts, he would accept. Otherwise, he's a little bitch. And Cody Rhodes couldn't take that lying down. He took that challenge, and this was a no DQ match. And the match wasn't that great, but we did see Cody Rhodes go through thumbtacks. But that pain just galvanized him, and he hit the crossroads, and then he put him in a figure 4 leg lock, and Eddie Kingston tapped out. And this was a good title defense by Cody Rhodes. And in the subsequent week, he went up against another king of independent wrestling, which was Warhorse, and he has a big buzz in the indie circuit. The match itself was a little boring and didn't really deliver, as many of Cody Rhodes' matches don't. But the whole payoff was the debut of Zack Ryder, woo, who was part of WWE back in the day, and he's debuted as his original name, Matt Cardona, and he saved Cody Rhodes from a beatdown from the Dark Order. And now next week, Cody Rhodes and Matt Cardona will take on the Dark Order in a tag team match. So that's going to be an interesting one. Well, since Chris Jericho is known as the Demo God and is catering to the 18 to 49 demo, here is a fun little segment. I'm going to tell you everything about Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle in 49 seconds. So, put the clock on, man, and start. So it all started when Chris Jericho got doused with orange juice, and he saw that the Jurassic Express were making fun of him, and Le Champion couldn't take that. He challenged them to a tag team match where him and Jake Hager actually defeated the Jurassic Express thanks to Serpentico. And Serpentico turned out to be the returning Sammy Guevara. The Spanish God is back, baby! And then they were laying a vicious beatdown to Jurassic Express, and that's when the best friends came in for the save. And a 10-man tag team match was set between the Inner Circle taking on Jurassic Express and the best friends. And this match was going well, but thanks to Matt Hardy, who interfered and shoved Sammy Guevara off the top rope, costing the Inner Circle the match. And this is going to lead to Matt Hardy taking on Sammy Guevara at All Out. So that, my friend, was 49 seconds for the 18 to 49 demo. You're welcome. And next week we're going to see a debate between Le Champion Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy with a special moderator, whoever that is. And on August 12th we're going to see the rematch between Le Champion and Orange Cassidy. So stay tuned for that.
And we move on to the women's division, which is in dire straits right now because Britt Baker, the role model, she's injured, as we know, and she's making a return at All Out. Chris Statlander has been injured and just had a knee surgery, so she's out indefinitely. Penelope Ford lost to Shida and she's been out of action. And now Big Swole has also been suspended because of her action against Britt Baker. So we really needed some action, and that's what Diamante and Ivelisse gave us. They had a one-on-one match last week at Dynamite, and it was quite exciting because they were a bit different. We've not seen that kind of match before because they're very ground and pound kind of wrestling and not high flying in nature. And Diamante in fact got the win against Ivelisse and became the number 1 contender against Shida with a match which is going to take place the coming week and for the title, for the women's title. And that match was also good. Shida was थोड़ा उसको हल्के में ले रही थी. She got a little overconfident against her because she hit the Falcon Arrow and kicked out. Nobody kicks out of the Falcon Arrow, man. And she got a little cocky, yes, I will admit, but she put the double knee on Diamante, and Shida got the pinfall, got the victory, still the champion. But it's not just these two athletes that are raising the name of the women's division in AEW. There's also a tag team tournament coming up this summer for the women, where the partners are going to be chosen at random. They're going to pick matching color balls, and it's just going to be a really exciting time for women's division in AEW because it has been lacking some star power. And in fact, we've seen Nyla Rose pick her partner. She's the first one who's got a partner. She picked a ball, and the matching color ball came up to Ariane, who's a former WWE superstar, and she's made her way in AEW, and she is going to team up with Nyla Rose as the first tag team in this tag team tournament. It's going to be an exciting one. And now we saw Brian Cage and Taz come out of the ramp walk, and Taz had some explaining to do because he's the one who threw in the towel against John Moxley when Brian Cage lost that match, and all he had to say was that it was a pure business decision. He could not have his client's bicep torn out twice and then have him on the shelf for 5 months. So it was purely a business decision, and he also said that this moment will never come again for Brian Cage, and the next time they face John Moxley, he will definitely get the win. That's what he had to say. But then Darby Allin interrupted that interview, but shortly after that, Ricky Starks interrupted that interview and beat the shit out of Darby Allin. And as Brian Cage and Ricky Starks are giving this beatdown to Darby Allin, we saw John Moxley come out with a baseball bat with a barbed wire, and he kind of shoot them away. And that's when Tony Khan made the match a tornado tag, no DQ match between Ricky Starks and Brian Cage teaming up against John Moxley and Darby Allin.
And this match was quite a hard-hitting affair, as it turned out. And it was a no disqualification tornado tag team match with both teams just going at it. And at the end, we saw Darby Allin take his skateboard, which was full of thumbtacks, go across from the top rope and slam it on Ricky Starks' back. I mean, his back was bleeding and he got pinned. And Brian Cage and Ricky Starks lost that match. And it seems clear to us that Brian Cage is now out of the title picture and is now going to face John Moxley anytime soon for that AEW Championship.
And Tony Khan then called a match between Darby Allin against John Moxley for the title the next week on AEW Dynamite. I really don't know why this match has been booked. It's just a random match, I guess, but we'll see what happens.
Now we go to my main man, MJF, and he took on Griff Garrison, and he just spoke a lot of trash while beating the shit out of Griff Garrison. He said that he's undefeated, and he absolutely disposed of him with ease and said he's going to address the state of the industry the following week. And he came out and he cut a great promo. He says talent outweighs tenure. He believes that wrestlers are cosplaying, and John Moxley is play acting as Stone Cold Steve Austin. He also said that just because John Moxley is from the land of the Titans, which is a reference to WWE, and he's a big draw, and he's a big name, and he gets ratings, that doesn't mean that he gets to call the shots. We deserve better. He said that he bleeds black, white and gold, and he is the face of AEW. He's the change that everyone wants to see, and he's going to challenge John Moxley for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship at All Out in September. And this was a fantastic promo, one of the best promos of the year, and I really believe that MJF is finally going to be the man that dethrones John Moxley. So watch this space.
And we move on to the tag team division with the Young Bucks challenging Butcher and the Blade in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And my god, was this a crazy tag team match, because it started off in the kitchen where Butcher and the Blade were chopping some meat, weird, and but the match was insane. Like, there were high flying moves in the kitchen throughout the whole arena. I mean, they made their way everywhere possible in that arena to the staging area where the ring is, etc. And the match was just impeccable, and the ending was so good when the Young Bucks basically placed Butcher and the Blade on two tables, and they climbed on top of the staging area, and Nick Jackson gave the Swanton Bomb and Matt Jackson gave the Michaels elbow and pinned both of them at the same time, and Young Bucks propelled themselves in the tag team rankings. Fantastic match. It was just too good. You must watch it. Not to mention, towards the end of this match, they drew 1 million viewers. That's right, AEW Dynamite drew 1 million viewers just because of that match, and for that we gotta give a round of applause to the Young Bucks and Butcher and the Blade.
And they defeated NXT in the ratings war, so woo!
And the next match is between Adam Hangman Page and 5 from the Dark Order, but before that we must head to the Whiteboard. Welcome to the Whiteboard. So before we start with Adam Hangman Page versus 5, I want to tell you the hierarchy of the Dark Order. So we have the Exalted One, Brody Lee. He is the Exalted One. He's the leader of the Dark Order. He has his two captains here, Stu Grayson and Evil Uno, who control these soldiers right here. So that's Alex Reynolds, one of the jobbers we have mentioned in the past, and who's a soldier coming up in the ranks. Then there's 5 and 10, who are these mysterious masked men. We've never actually seen their face. And then there's John Silver, who's a budding soldier himself, might be a captain one day, who knows. Then we come to the recruits, the new recruits. Here's Colt Cabana, who's been recruited. He's learning the ropes, so to speak. Anna Jay is the first female to be a part of Dark Order. We've not seen much of her yet, but let's see. But this man right here, Adam Hangman Page, he's the one who Brody Lee had his eye out for. He was really looking for him. Adam Hangman Page, in fact, told Brody Lee at one point that he wanted to be a part of the Dark Order because he was in a dark place. And ever since then, Brody Lee has been pressuring Stu Grayson, Evil Uno, and the rest of these boys to get this guy. They want to recruit Adam Hangman Page desperately. But in the match, Adam Hangman Page facing number 5, defeating him quite simply. He told Brody Lee that, he's not really into joining a cult right now. That pissed Brody Lee off. That really did. And that's when these guys broke a beat down to Adam Hangman Page, and it was just going wild, absolutely. And here comes a twist in the storyline, actually, away from the Dark Order, because FTR came to the aid of Adam Hangman Page, and Kenny Omega was slightly late in coming. So, that was like, why did Kenny Omega come later, and why did FTR come before him? And we've also been seeing the growing friendship between, FTR and Adam Hangman Page. The Southern boys, they like chill, they like to have some beers and stuff. They celebrated with beer when they saved him from the Dark Order. In BTE also we saw that they were enjoying beers with them in the hotel room. Adam Hangman Page joined FTR in the hotel rooms to, have a drink. And this week's Dynamite, when FTR finally signed their contract, we saw Adam Hangman Page come in with a bottle of Jack and just, down a couple of drinks and shit. It was pretty intense, and that their friendship is like really going to next levels. But at the same time, Kenny Omega is not on the best terms with FTR. Like, he's been doused in beer. He's pissed off that Adam Hangman Page is on such good terms with them, even though he's the one, it's a bit weird. His tag team partner is friends with the guys he's not on good terms with. So that was one. And then this week, we saw again these two guys, Stu Grayson and Evil Uno, team up for the tag team title match against Adam Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. It wasn't a problem for the tag team champions to defeat Stu Grayson and Evil Uno, even though they had a good showing in the match. But after that, again, Dark Order beating up Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, and FTR and Young Bucks both came to the aid of Kenny and Hangman. So we don't really know what's going on, because FTR have this feud with Kenny, and then they kind of had a feud with Young Bucks as well. So we don't know what's going on, but what we do know is that all 6 of them, Young Bucks, FTR, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, are teaming up against Dark Order, and they're going to be in a 6-man, 12-man tag match. So guys, hope you liked that episode. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if any of you in India want to watch AEW and All Elite Wrestling, you can do so. You can stream on watchwrestling.in for exciting action of AEW Dynamite, and we'll be back next week with another action-packed review of Dynamite. We'll see you. Hey, if you like that video, hit the subscribe button.
And to know everything about All Elite Wrestling, you know who to call. We're the last man standing, and we'll see you.